All right, let's talk about a powerful psychological tool that some of the most successful people on the planet use to completely reshape their reality. We are talking about the financial alter ego. Okay, just for a second, I want you to go with me on this. Imagine there is another version of you. Not some stranger, but the you that's been distilled down to your absolute highest potential. You know, this version of you. They don't hesitate. They don't second guess everything or get stuck, paralyzed by those little nagging fears. Nope. Every single move they make is sharp, it's intentional, and it's backed by this unwavering confidence. And this, right here, this is the entire key. For this version of you, money isn't this big, messy, emotional topic that causes anxiety. It's a tool. It's a game of strategy, and they are absolutely playing to win. That is your financial alter ego. So let's really break this idea down, this second self. See, there's this fascinating truth that almost none of us ever really learn. We don't make our big financial decisions in a vacuum. We make them through the lens of who we believe we are. And that's the core of it, right there. Think of your identity as the operating system for your life. Every choice you make, every dollar you spend, every investment you consider, it all gets filtered through the story you're telling yourself about yourself. But this leads to a huge problem, what we can call the identity trap. See, most of us are stuck operating from our current identity. And that identity, well, it can act like a giant anchor holding our future self back. Now look at this because it really lays bare this self-fulfilling prophecy we all live in. On the left, if your deep down identity is, I'm the person who's always broke, guess what? Your actions are going to line up with that. You'll make choices that keep you right there. But look at the right. Someone with a wealthy identity starts making wealth-building choices now, long before their bank account ever reflects it. So why is this default identity so limiting? Well, it's because it's programmed with all your baggage, right? It's making decisions based on all your past mistakes, your perceived weaknesses, and all the anxieties you're feeling right now. It's always playing defense, never offense. So what do? What's the way out? This is where you intentionally bring a new player into the game. This is where you meet your alter ego, a strategic psychological tool designed specifically to bypass all those old, tired limitations. So what is this thing, really? Well, it's not about playing pretend. It's about deliberately crafting an identity, a version of yourself that is built for winning. Someone who's bold when an opportunity appears, disciplined when it gets hard, and just relentlessly focused on the long game. And let's be super clear here, this is not some wishful thinking or manifesting a fantasy life. No, this is a legitimate psychological technique. Top athletes, CEOs, elite performers, they all use some version of this to step into a peak performance mindset when everything is on the line. Okay, so what does this look like in the real world? How does it actually change anything? Well, the real power, the magic, is in the questions the alter ego asks. It completely reframes how you look at money, risk, and opportunity. Okay, check out this first shift. The average mindset sees a closed door. It asks, can I afford this? Which is just a simple yes or no. It stops all momentum. But the alter ego, it sees a puzzle. It asks, how can I afford this? That one little word changes everything. It switches your brain from limitation mode into creative problem-solving mode. Or how about this one? Our default brain is hardwired to avoid loss. It's constantly worrying, what if I fail? It's focused entirely on the downside. But the alter ego, it flips the script. It calculates the upside first. It asks, yeah, but what's the reward if I win? The focus is on the opportunity, not just the risk. Ah, this one is so important. So many of us spend emotionally, right? We use money to get a quick little hit of comfort, to feel better for a moment. The alter ego just doesn't operate that way. It sees money as fuel. It invests in things that create a better future, skills, assets, knowledge, not just a better afternoon. And finally, think about this. Our default self just wants to be comfortable. It wants stability, and it sees change as a threat. But your alter ego knows that comfort is the enemy of progress. It doesn't just tolerate growth. It actively hunts it down. It demands it. So the big question is, how do you actually activate this? How do you bring this powerful identity to life? And the beautiful part is, you don't need anyone's permission. You don't need a single dollar. It all starts with one single conscious decision to start acting from this new self. Here are 3 really simple, practical steps you can take. First, give this alter ego a name. Seriously, it creates a little separation and makes it feel real. Second, define its traits. How does this person walk, talk, think? Get specific. And third, create a set of non-negotiable rules. Things like no emotional spending or no excuses, ever. This gives your new identity a framework to operate in. If you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. Your external results will always, always be a reflection of your internal identity. You can't have a $10 million life with a $10,000 mindset. It just doesn't work. You have to upgrade the identity first, and then the results have no choice but to follow. And this is where it all comes full circle. Because if you keep showing up and making decisions from the perspective of this alter ego, something amazing starts to happen. The line between you and it starts to blur. The traits you used to have to consciously put on, they just become your new default. It stops being an act, and it just becomes who you are. So I want to leave you with a couple of questions to really chew on. Start with this one. Who is the version of me that is truly actually capable of building the life that I want? And get really specific here. Visualize this person. How does she carry herself? What does he absolutely refuse to tolerate from himself or from anyone else? What does their daily discipline look like? And just remember, this isn't about inventing something out of thin air. It's about tapping into a potential that is already inside of you right now. That version of you exists. It's just been waiting for you to finally give it permission to take the lead. So really, the only thing left to do is make the decision. Hand over control. Give that stronger, bolder, more disciplined version of yourself the keys. Give it the steering wheel, and then just watch what happens next.